The unfortunate incident happened at the Orlando International Airport. It all started when Dana Pierre, a 29-year-old woman and young mother, was checking in for her flight with her two children. Dana was informed that she had actually missed her flight back to New York City and that she would have to wait for the next available flight, according to the Daily Mail report. Furious at the news, the young mother became belligerent and proceeded to attack the airport employees in a rage no one's seen before. Airports are one of the most stressful places for both the patrons and employees. When Dana was told that she wouldn't be granted special privileges and that she had to wait for the next available flight like everyone else, she reached a boiling point of anger that made airport staff members run away for their physical safety. In a video recorded by a witness who's seen the whole scene, Dana unleashed a one hellish storm for everyone who was there. She was cursing the airline staff and storming behind the counter, angry that she had to wait extra hours before she could go back to NYC. She charged the manager, Berenette Sierra, who pushed the mad woman backward. In an effort to stop the attack and calm things down, the employee Nydia Vargas pepper sprayed the woman to push her back, but it was all to no avail. Dana then grabbed keyboards and other equipment that was there, throwing everything to the ground in an outrageous tantrum, and she even hurled some at workers. One of the employees then threatened Pierre and told her that she would hit her in front of her kids. The mother then walked away and told her son to look after her daughter. The most disturbing part of the incident is probably that the entire raging event took place in front of Dana's crying children, particularly her distraught daughter. The little girl could be heard screaming through sobs, begging her mother to stop the destruction because she doesn't want the police to get her arrested, the Miami Herald reports. "Mommy." The hysterical girl yelled, "I don't want you to go to jail." Deaf to her own child's cries, Dana heartlessly ignored her daughter's begging, telling her son to watch his little sister so that she could continue raging at the workers. The mother returned to the counter, picked up a partition pole, and lunged with full force toward the employees. Fortunately, the airport employee William Rigo was able to snatch away the barrier from her before she destroyed yet another keyboard. An airport security police officer arrived just a few minutes later. He grabbed Mrs. Pierre by the arm and whisked her away as her mortified, sobbing children followed closely behind. The officer was heard repeatedly asking the erratic mother, "What is wrong with you?" as he led her away. Dana was then arrested and charged with aggravated assault, according to the Orlando Police Department reports. Her two children were placed in the custody of the Department of Children and Families while they awaited their mother's bail hearing. A week after her dramatic arrest, Dana shared a Facebook story where she seemingly expressed her big embarrassment over the way she acted and her erratic behavior, claiming that she is actually trying to find help to work on her anger issue. As outrageous as Dana's sense of entitlement is, what's even more disturbing and worrying is her complete carelessness for her children's physical and emotional health and well-being. As her young children were pleading with their mother and begging her to stop acting with violence, she simply ignored her children's cries and eventually abandoned them completely, burdening her son, who was still a little kid, with the heavy responsibility of looking after his sister so that his reckless and irresponsible mother could continue her rampage. Dana is only one of many mothers who wouldn't care less about their children when their tantrums hit. It is quite saddening to see young kids have a much more tangible sense than their own adult parents, and children raised with parents as this often grow up to suffer from several mental illnesses as a result of their tough childhoods they don't get to experience at all as they are too busy being the adults in their households when their parents cease from having any parental role.